Hey you guys, today I want to share with you how to apply Rubio Monocoat 2C. I just finished applying this to some cherry boards. This is part of the bed of my daughter. And the boards prior to finishing them with Rubio, they were cherry. They looked exactly like this. This is actually one piece from one of these boards. And after I applied the Rubio, they look something like this. They look a lot closer to walnut. That's because she wanted a walnut bed and I did not want to make it out of walnut. So I made it out of cherry, but this is what it looks like after I finished putting the Rubio on it. Just like that. This is Rubio Monocoat color chocolate. And it's a finish, but it has color in it, so it's already sealed, and it's kind of like staining and putting the finish all in once. I really like it. It's very durable, and so let's see how it's done. Now I already went ahead and I cleaned these planks with this Rubio Monocoat cleaner. You do not need to purchase this. This is just, I believe it's just mineral spirits. It doesn't say what's in it, but you can just clean with mineral spirits, and that's just to remove all the dust from your planks. Your Rubio Monocoat comes in a container like this. Let me just show you closer. Like I said, this is the color chocolate. And here is where your color is, and this is your accelerator. You do not need to use an accelerator. This will work totally fine without it, but it will take a long time to cure. I think it's like 3 or 4 weeks. With the accelerator, it will dry in 12 to 24 hours, and it will cure within 7 days. So I am going to use that. You just pop these two guys to separate them. Let me see if I can do it. There you go. And here is the color. Here's the accelerator. This accelerator, you just pop up this plastic thing. It will come out. Let me see if I can do it. Of course, when you try to do stuff on camera, it never works out easy. So you see it has these things that you can pull on. And there you go. Now we have a screw top bottle, and this is our accelerator. So I'm gonna go open this guy, give it a good stir, and then we'll mix these two guys together. The ratio for mixing these two guys, it's 1 to 3. So you put 3 parts color to 1 part accelerator. So first things first, I'm gonna open this. Now, if you're new to Rubio Monocoat and you wanna try it for the first time, I recommend you start with the color Pure. Pure is just clear, it has no color in it. I use that one to most of my projects, that is furniture. And that one is really, really easy to use. Even a 5-year-old can apply it properly. The lighter colors like cotton white and all those really light whitish colors, they're really easy to apply as well. The darker ones like this one over here, this is some of the hardest ones to apply. All the very dark pigments, if you might get some blotchiness with it if you do not apply it correctly, and they're a little bit more finicky. But what can I say? My daughter liked this one, and who am I to tell her she cannot have chocolate bed? If it was my choice, I would have left the cherry the way it is, because I know it will darken with age. But she absolutely hates the red tone into the cherry. And initially she wanted to just dye the bed black and make it black. And I told her no. But then she settled on this chocolate color. Now you don't want to mix more than you need of this stuff, because it's only good for 4 to 6 hours, and then the wax hardens and you can't use it anymore. So just mix a little bit at a time. This stuff is not cheap, but a little bit goes a long way. I really, really like it. And I'm gonna mix my solution in this little plastic cup. This one does have measurements. I could use that, but I'm just gonna use a syringe to measure. I have some smaller syringes, and then I have some really large syringes over here. I'm gonna use the smaller one. I'm going to take 2 syringes out, and that's because I do not want to mix the color with the accelerator. So I'm gonna use 2 different syringes. I'm gonna mix 10 of the accelerator and 30 of the color. So let's start with the color first. I'll make sure these guys are really well mixed together. Really mix this together. It looks very dark in the container, but it's not gonna be that dark when we put it on. I'm also gonna use a squeegee. I have a smaller squeegee over here, and this is what I will use to spread around my finish into this board. I will be squeegeeing it around just to move the product, and then I'll be using this white non-scratch pad to just buff it in, and then we'll wipe it off. Now, when you put this in your whatever you're making on your wood, you do not want to just make it into like pools. You do not want puddles, because if you put puddles, it will make blotchiness, and also it will have a shiny finish where you had the puddles. So you see, I only drizzled a tiny little bit, and that's even too much for this board. I put too much. I always use too much. But you see, just with my squeegee, I can move it around. And I know it looks very dark, but it's not going to be very dark. It all depends on how long you leave it on your surface. Let's see. Get my sketch pad. And now I'm just buffing it in. I think I'll just get a little bit more here. The other thing that I love about this finish is the fact that if you have a scratch or something, some damage happens and you need to patch it up or fix it, you can just give it a little bit of sanding and then reapply some of this finish, and that is going to not show where you fixed it. It's just going to blend in nicely, and it just looks nice. I forgot to tell you, I sanded this boards to 180 actually. Rubio Monocoat, they suggest that you sand everything up to 150. I like to go to 180 just because this cherry particularly, the person I bought it from, the hardwood dealer, said this cherry had a lot of curly cherry in it, and every time you work with figure wood, it will become more blotchy. It will absorb different where the curly is. So by sending it to a higher grit, I'm kind of sealing a little bit those pores, and I'll get a little bit more uniform, hopefully, finish. I like using these white rags. You can just use a white t-shirt, whatever you have. But this guys works fantastic, and I have them in my shop all the time. So now the trick is you want to remove all the finish. You do not want to leave anything on the surface, because if you leave it on the surface, you will get blotchiness, and also it will have a shiny finish. You can see a little bit where the curly is on the board, how you absorbed a little bit more color. The light is terrible in here, has lots of reflection. But this is the color chocolate of the Rubio Monocoat on a cherry plank. I hope this was helpful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing, and I'll see you in my next video.